Today on Most Buffalo, we go behind the scenes inside the DL&W station. We show you what's next for the second floor and why crews say a few unexpected surprises have put some plans off track. Plus, one of the largest fitness events in Western New York is set to take over Delaware Park. We'll show you how kids and families are coming together for fitness fun and a big kickoff to summer. And sometimes a simple thank you just isn't enough. We'll show you how one local veteran is getting a surprise built from the ground up. Most Buffalo starts now. Hi there, welcome to Most Buffalo. I'm Kelly Dudzik. We'll get to all of those stories, plus take a look at what's happening at the old Highmark Stadium. But first, Ride for Roswell is returning for its 31st year, bringing thousands of cyclists together to support cancer research and patient care at Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center. It's an event Channel 2 is proud to be part of once again, and it all takes place June 26th and 27th with 9 routes across Western New York, including a new route through Niagara Falls State Park. So joining us now is Andrea Gregory, director of the Ride for Roswell. Thank you for being here on Most Buffalo.
Thanks for having me.
So we're just a little more than a month away from Ride Weekend. It's such a huge event. What makes this year special or maybe different from years past?
Yeah, so every year we're super fortunate. We have community support far and wide. And so last year was the big 30th anniversary. Now as we look towards years 31 and 32, we are closing in on cumulatively raising over $100 million.
Wow.
So that's a huge thing we're working towards right now. And we have that new route that you mentioned up to Niagara Falls, which people are really excited about.
There has been a lot of scientific research that's been possible thanks to all the millions of dollars that have been raised for Roswell through the Ride for Roswell. So what kind of research does this help fund? Yeah,
so the Ride for Roswell is really unrestricted dollars. So that means it's going towards the most pressing needs of the hospital. And some things I always like to say it's kind of helping the patients of today and tomorrow. So it's helping with quality of life programs of the patients that are currently going through our doors, but there's also the clinical trials and all the research that's being done. One of the really interesting things that we do fund is what's called seed research. And so we are getting the ideas that our researchers have up and off the ground so that they can take those dollars and make them more. And so we are helping them get the idea off the ground. They go to larger bodies like the National Institute of Health, and every dollar we put towards that, it multiplies by 20. And wow. So the ride is just so much more than just the dollars coming in through the door. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, like a snowball effect.
That's awesome. And it's also the ride. So if somebody does not have a lot of cycling experience, or they're worried maybe they're not in shape because they spent the winter not working out, what kinds of activities can they do? And also, like, anybody can do it, right? You don't have to be a professional cyclist to do this.
Correct. There's no timing, there's nothing like that. So like you said, we have 9 routes, and so the shortest distance is 4 miles. So it's our
doable.
Family. Absolutely. Yeah. We have 10, 20, 30, we go all the way up to 100. I have young kids and they always do the 10 and they want to venture to the 20. So there's definitely an opportunity for everyone to get involved. And even if you can't be there on Ride Weekend, we have people that ride from far and wide to be a part of the efforts.
Do you need more volunteers?
We always need more volunteers.
Don't they hand out peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
So the volunteers help with lots of different things. They help throughout the week of setup. They come on campus, but we definitely are always looking for people to help on Saturday in our food tent, out on the routes helping. There's a lot of different opportunities, and all those can be found on our website.
Hopefully the weather's going to be nice. The Peloton is a huge event too, and I remember a few years ago it was like downpouring for that. Talk about the Peloton a little bit and how that kicks off things and highlights like the work and all the hours that some of the top fundraisers have put in. Yeah, so the Peloton is a special route on Friday night. It really kicks off and brings the spirit of the ride from Roswell Park to the University at Buffalo, and it's reserved for our top fundraisers, those Extra Mile Club Silver Riders that have raised at least $2,500. So it is a really big deal, and it's that emotion, right? It brings that emotion and
Friday night's celebration of hope really is that. It's the hope, and it brings back why we're all here, why we're riding together. And there's so many different aspects of it, but it does start down here at Roswell Park and travels to the University at Buffalo's North Campus, into our celebration of hope, where we're celebrating our teams, we're celebrating patients and survivors with our processional, and then we're celebrating these top fundraisers that are just, every dollar makes such a difference, and we're so fortunate, and we're really looking forward to this year.
Real quick, if people want to help out, if they want to participate, what's the website they should go to?
Rideforroswell.org. We're looking for volunteers, riders, donors, all of those kinds of fun things.
All right. Thank you so much for being here for Most Buffalo. That was Andrea Gregory. She's the director of the Ride for Roswell. So sign up, rideforroswell.org, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, there's another way to explore Buffalo's waterfront this summer. Wilkeson Point is now home to a second independent health-ready bike share station, giving riders even more access to the city's trails, parks, and waterfront destinations. The Ready Bike Share program offers hundreds of bikes and dozens of stations across Buffalo and Niagara Falls, including both traditional and electric bikes available through the Ready app. And one of the biggest projects along Buffalo's waterfront is still taking shape. The NFTA opened the new DL&W terminal back in December, but there's still a lot to be done at that historic site. Channel 2's Natalie Foss takes a closer look at what's next.
Well, there's been plenty of construction happening down by KeyBank Center, which has led to the question about what's going on with the second floor of the DL&W station. The NFTA invited me to take a look and give me some timelines for their upcoming projects.
It's a historic old building, and whenever you open something up like that, you find surprises for sure. But we've been making steady progress.
Since opening the DL&W train station to the public in December, the NFTA has been pushing ahead with several major projects to transform the historic waterfront landmark. But as crews continue restoration work, they've also run into some unexpected roadblocks along the way.
We found as we were doing the design for the project that it's actually two separate buildings. The first and second floor are not really necessarily connected. So what that left us with is a lot of seismic and wind structural improvements that we didn't anticipate. And
those structural issues contributed to delays and also came as the NFTA parted ways with developer Sam Savarino last November. In a pre-development agreement, Savarino had proposed turning the second floor into a year-round market with restaurants and a small grocery store. Now the NFTA says it's moving forward with its own plans to develop the space.
It's an active construction site. We finished the station back in December and opened it to the public, but because of a number of other construction projects, it's closed right now.
Among the most anticipated of those projects is the Sky Bridge that will connect the station to KeyBank Center, allowing fans to travel from the Metro train directly into the arena. They expect it to be completed in the spring of 2027.
It's a direct connection from the second floor DL&W into the food court area in the back of the arena. So you'll come in, come right upstairs, and then the Sabres will be there taking your tickets just as you walk in. So it's going to be a fabulous, easy connection to the arena.
The next phase of the project also includes a new city viewing deck and stair tower, expected to open later this year. The space could eventually host events, green space, and even food trucks brought up by a special elevator.
People will be able to come up and see it in its kind of raw form, and then have a party on the outdoor deck. So we're excited about that, and then we're continuing to get ideas from everyone who comes up there about what's next.
The project also extends beyond the building itself. The NFTA is working to restore more than 1,200 feet of shoreline along the Buffalo River, while also moving the Empire State Trail and Riverwalk closer to the water.
So the Empire State Trail actually right now runs right on South Park. When we finish the shoreline, the Empire State Trail will be back on the shoreline trail over there. So we're shoring up the shoreline, adding some space for folks to walk and bike on that side.
The NFTA tells us that they hope to have the stair tower done by June, with this deck open by the end of August, and the Sky Bridge will be officially done in spring of 2027. On your side at the DL&W station, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Natalie. New renderings from the state are giving us a look at what a future cruise ship terminal on Buffalo's outer harbor could look like. The project would transform the long vacant Slip 2 site on Furman Boulevard into a new destination for Great Lakes cruises. Officials say construction is expected to begin next year, with the terminal projected to be open in 2028.
We had a market study. It showed that there was definitely an interest in these cruise ships having Buffalo added to their itinerary. There's so much to offer in this city to tourism. So we're grateful to hear that, and they're already out there, and we've talked to other ports, and it's been Great Lake Cruising has seen an increase in tourism, and it's just that we're in a great position to be part of that.
The announcement comes as Buffalo prepares to welcome its first cruise ship in decades next week. There is much more to come today on Most Buffalo. Thousands are expected to take over Delaware Park for one of Western New York's biggest family fitness events. We'll show you how the Kids Run is bringing excitement and a big dose of outdoor fun just in time for summer. We're back now, and one of Western New York's biggest family fitness events is returning to Delaware Park next month. The 38th annual Kids Run happens Saturday, June 6th, bringing thousands of walkers and runners together to kick off summer with some healthy fun. So joining us right now to talk more about this year's event and how families can sign up is Carrie Meyer, Executive Director of the Independent Health Foundation. Thank you for being here. There are families that have been doing this for years. And one year I interviewed a family where like the mom did it when she was a kid, and then all the kids are doing it now. So at this point, there are multiple generations. Just talk about how special this is for families.
We've been doing it for almost 40 years.
Yeah.
This is our 38th year that we're going to be doing the Kids Run. And I just want to give a shout out to Wegmans. Because of Wegmans and Independent Health, we are able to offer this fun run entirely free for the entire community. So special.
It just makes it more accessible for people, especially when they are looking to get out of the house, especially after this weekend.
Right.
It's supposed to be rainy, so you know that they are going to want to get outside and enjoy. Do people have to do anything special to train? I know there's a special training program, but you could kind of just show up. Like, you don't have to be an elite athlete by any means to do this.
No, absolutely not. I mean, the whole concept is it's supposed to be this fun run walk, and we're trying to kick off the summer, and we're trying to showcase to Western New York community, like, we want the parents and, you know, the guardians to be great role models to their children.
And do it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you could go out, it doesn't cost anything, right? And that's why we want this to be free. Come on out, come to the parks, enjoy the time with your family. You could run, you could walk, and there's so many other activities. But you mentioned it's been, you know, this tradition in Buffalo for so long. My children were, you know, doing the run 20 years ago. Today, their children are doing it, so my grandchildren are doing it. It has been becoming a tradition for so many families, and we've also looked at how many families have been doing it for more than a decade. So we ask those types of questions, so they just keep coming back year after year, and we love it.
And that way you know it's a good event. What other things are there to do? Because there's the walk run, but there are also a ton of other vendors there promoting healthy lifestyle choices.
Yes. So much fun. We have a pre-event, and we have a DJ dance party in the beginning. We have the animal guy. You know, you can see a fun comedy show with all the different animals, but we do have all these different vendors. They do face painting, they do blood pressure checks. They really try to get the family involved. After the run and after the race, we give out trophies. Every child gets a medal, so they really love getting their medals and collecting them year after year. And it is, you know, when you talked about, do you have to be a strong runner? No, you could walk it, you could jog it, you could bring strollers and, you know, bring the kids in the strollers and walk around. But it is a tough run, right? It's almost 2 miles, and you got little legs, little kids, little feet running around, but they are so proud at the end. Every child over the age of 5 gets a race bib, and it's actually going to be tracked. So they'll be able to track how fast they went, and they can look at it year after year. So really great. It's a sanctioned run.
You can beat your personal best.
Yes.
What is it like year after year to see kids who maybe haven't enjoyed outdoor activities? Maybe they don't like gym class. I was one of those kids who I always hated the presidential fitness thing where you had to run a mile, right? That was not something I liked to do, but I'm sure you're seeing kids go outside and enjoy it, right? Like, I was always one of the last people. This might inspire kids to enjoy the outdoors and maybe pick up a few healthy lifestyle things that they maybe hadn't been exposed to before.
Absolutely. They can bring their friends, they can bring their family members, they can run a little bit, they could jog a little bit, they could walk. There's no pressure.
Yeah.
Everyone's a winner. Everybody gets a medal. You know, everyone has a race bib. Everyone, you know, is treated, you know, fairly and the same. We're just trying to encourage, you know, families to come on out, you know, and walk. And it doesn't matter what the weather is. We need you to get out. It's Buffalo. Sometimes it's cold. sometimes it's rainy and windy, but the whole concept is find what you could do as a family that's affordable. We're trying to provide these activities for families that they can come out and gather and be together and really support their families.
If somebody wants to sign up, is there still time, and what do they need to do?
There is. So we need you to register. So it is free, but we ask that you register in advance so that we can put you in your age group. So you'll be running against your specific age group. And you can register at kidsrunbuffalo.com, and the registration closes end of day on Monday. So please, over the weekend, encourage your families to register.
Great. Carrie with the Independent Health Foundation, thank you so much for being here on Most Buffalo today.
Thank you.
Well, the city of Niagara Falls is out with its annual Summer Youth Activity Booklet, and it highlights dozens of programs for children and teens across the community. This is a look at the online booklet. The list includes summer camps, library events, educational programs, and recreational activities. The city is partnering with different organizations and businesses, from the Aquarium of Niagara to the Boys and Girls Club. The full list of programs is available through the City of Niagara Falls website. And as we prepare to mark Memorial Day, 2 local companies are coming together to give back to one very deserving veteran. 2 on Your Side's Courtney Courtwright shows how they're saying thank you to one of our nation's many heroes.
Sometimes you need more than the words thank you to really show how much you appreciate someone. On Zimmerman Road in Boston,
they do a lot and they give a lot.
Gratitude is being built by Decked Out WNY.
A blessing. I'm kind of speechless.
Raymond Terry Mady, who also goes by Terry, served in the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division during the Vietnam War.
It's a great honor, it's a great honor being a vet.
I get teary-eyed because I know what he's gone through. So it's an honor.
An honor his wife Mary knows her humble husband deserves.
My husband, he thought, why am I getting it? There's probably more that are more worthy. But that's him. That's him. But I know what he's gone through, and I support Vietnam vets 100%. Because they've been ignored and mistreated in the past. So I just think this is wonderful.
For Pat Williams, the mission for Decked Out WNY is to give those who served our country the thank you many never got.
We can say we support, we can, even give some donations and support. That all helps. It's all good, but the more we get out there and we actually do something for these people, the better.
A simple act of kindness.
We used to sit in the garage every morning to have our coffee and look across, and they got a porch and they got a porch.
And soon, a porch Terry and Mary will have to enjoy for the rest of their lives.
So now we'll have our coffee out here.
The deck should be finished the day after Memorial Day. On Your Side in Boston, Courtney Courtwright, Channel 2 News.
And Terry's new deck is more than just a home upgrade. It's a gift made possible through Lenco Supplies and Fiberon Decking. You can learn more about the inspiring story behind what drove this project and the impact behind it on our website, WGRZ.com. And in honor of Memorial Day, the SPCA serving Erie County is once again bringing back its Vets and Pets program. Saturday through May 30th, the shelter is waiving adoption fees on most animals for active duty service members, reserves, honorably discharged veterans, service-disabled veterans, and military retirees, as well as their immediate families. This is all happening at the SPCA's Harlem Road location in West Seneca. Military ID or discharge papers, your DD-214, is required at the time of adoption. Still to come on Most Buffalo, though, pieces of Bill's history are heading out of the old Highmark Stadium and into fans' homes. We'll take you through the pickup process as thousands of seats and bleachers from the Ralph find new life with the people who made the memories. We are back now in Most Buffalo, and as the new Bill Stadium takes shape, pieces of the old one are finding new homes. From signs and seats to the benches that held generations of fans, pickups are now underway for some very special souvenirs. As 2 on Your Side's Rob Hackford reports, for many fans, it's bittersweet.
Mark Urbanski, I'm keeping your seat warm just temporarily. It's ready for pickup at the old Highmark Stadium. Hundreds of benches and other memorabilia. We went through the pickup process and met some of the people bringing home a piece of history. The big day is here.
It is.
In the shadow of the old Highmark Stadium sits the seats, no longer in the stands, but being packed up by Bills fans like Angie Schmitz.
It's bittersweet, but it's nice to have our little piece of the stadium to put on our deck at home.
One of thousands of pieces of nostalgia purchased through collectible exchange. From seat backs to bleachers, from section 125, row 20, seat 11 for Brian Hallbacker.
The famous spot to bang is the back of the bleacher right there.
Fans wanting to keep those sounds and sights of the Ralph alive before it goes to the graveyard.
The perfect game, the game against the Patriots, the freezing cold. All of our toes were purple, but we didn't care because it was one of the best days of our lives.
It's just sad to see it go, but so excited to get across. You want a piece of, I mean, those are the actual seats.
2 bleachers for Lori Bidding.
We're keeping one, and my son, he wanted one too, so he's getting the row 9 one behind us. He's down in Charleston, he's active duty military, but he's gonna have it forever too.
2 seat backs for Brian Collard.
We have tickets in the new stadium, but still a little nostalgic about the old.
The precious cargo ready for pickup with 500 to 800 orders being filled each week. The pace picking up with the goal of having it all gone by mid-June, as long as people are showing up.
There's a lot of memories, in this stadium over the years, but, we're hoping for a lot of great new memories in the new stadium.
The story of stadium succession, only a few weeks away. On your side in Orchard Park, Rob Hackford, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Rob. And so many finishing touches are coming together outside the new Bills Stadium. Take a look at these new photos the team released of a new mini field taking shape right outside the new Highmark. The Bills say the space will give fans another place to gather and take in the game day experience. And Bills QB1 Josh Allen is celebrating his 30th birthday by giving back to some very special Western New York families. Josh and New Era announced a special limited edition illustration recap. The hat combines all 9 designs created by patients at Golisano Children's Hospital that Josh wore during Bills home games last season. The caps will sell for just over $50, with proceeds benefiting the Patricia Allen Foundation. The New Era also presented a check for more than $140,000. The money was raised through the Billustration campaign, helping support children and families across our region. And this weekend, the Buffalo Marathon takes over downtown Buffalo with thousands of runners hitting the city's streets, and there will be no shortage of events. Friday night, volunteers are being celebrated with an appreciation party at the Buffalo Convention Center. Then on Saturday, the activity picks up with the Health and Wellness Expo, packet pickup, and a kids mini marathon and diaper dash. There's also the 5K run and walk, and it's all leading up to race day on Sunday with the full and half marathon starting at 6:30 a.m. And there will be some major road closures across the city this weekend to keep in mind and to keep runners safe during the marathon. Many downtown streets will begin closing as early as 4:30 a.m., including Delaware Avenue, Franklin Street, and areas around Niagara Square. Closures will extend through the Elmwood Village and into North Buffalo, including Hurdle and Elmwood Avenues. All roads are expected to reopen, though, by 2 Sunday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us for Most Buffalo. We are off for Memorial Day, but we'll see you back here live next Thursday, and you can always watch right here on WGRZ+.